So, I'm in the middle of cleaning up all the red parts, pretty much all the parts right now, sanding it down, making sure there's no dub marks or anything like that. And quite surprisingly, I was been impressed with the fact that there's not that much nub marks to begin with. Not that it's undergated or anything like that, but you know, clearly the engineering work that they've done was top notch. Makes it very difficult to spot any nub marks, and in the areas that they are where they're supposed to be nub marks, you can spend a lot of time cleaning it up and detailing it. The one thing that I'm more worried about is the bicep armor, because there's a seam line that goes right through. You are of course compelled to maybe putting this on, gluing it, and then sanding it down to remove the seam. But for that to work, you're going to have to do it after you finish priming and painting the inner frame, masking it off the areas while you put this on and glue it. If I'm compelled to do that, fine. But obviously doing that means I have to mask off the entire kit, so that way I can paint this part red. Or most likely the arm. The same holds true for, oh, not that much with this though. This is fine. I'm just going to show an example on the thigh armor. Here it is. So the thigh armor has this part here that you got to sand down, because as you can see, even though this has a seam line goes through there, it actually simulates the seam line right there. Here's what it looks like without being sanded. Don't know if you guys can see that in the light. So I'm just showing that as an example that, you know, if you're going to paint this part area, make sure you sand this off. I'll do that in a few moments. I'm about to move on to the red part, to the darker red tones and all the other parts. But I wanted to share with you what came in the mail. First off is the decal sheet for this kit. This is the original decals that came with this, but then I have the water slide decals. There's no number here. This is called Flaming Snow Studio. I've ordered decals from them before, or basically online. MG50. This is specifically for the Zaku Warrior, Lunamarie Hawk. I don't know if the same sticker sheet applies to the other Zaku Warrior Master Grades, like you know, like the Blaze and the Ezak version, or the Love Live kit. I don't know maybe if that P Bandai one has specific ones, but I don't know. I really don't know. But I got this for this. That cost me like $6. But this is the one that I was expecting, hoping to say, okay, cool, this is going to be nice, this is going to be neat. This is the DYGP007. Detail upgrade accessories for this kit. Wow. Didn't expect it to be that small. Very small. Well, let me open it up. Okay, this thing is nicely sealed, so let's so I see some radiator part type setup here, details here for this. I know I've seen that area before. These are like 3D printed parts. Yeah. Very cool. And there's actually a ZAF symbol here that I don't know if you can actually put that anywhere, maybe on the shield. So, okay. That is nice, that is neat, but then I'm kind of curious, where are the instructions? I mean, you get this little card, this little thing here, this cardboard card, but it doesn't give you the instructions on where to put it. It's like, no! Obviously, online is where you need to check. I am seeing like a big picture here. Actually, the problem is though, there's not a big picture. All I'm seeing is smaller pictures from stores like the USA Gundam store and Samuel Decals. So I gotta find a place where I can actually expand the picture so I can see where these guys go and cut them up. Clearly I'm gonna have to snip them off, as you can see, sand them down. Some have to be pre-assembled, I guess. I believe those go there and these go here. I don't know. But I will look online, check, because I'm going to have to glue them onto this, and then we'll go from there. So let me continue on with the cleanup of these parts, make sure that they're done. Sand them down, and then we will continue. Alright, so I'm in the middle of finishing up sanding down all the parts before I start putting it on alligator clips, and before I begin to take apart the option parts that I have here. But I just want to do a final review and found some interesting issues that I'm going to be working on. Now obviously there are parts that you could take apart, put together, and paint it and put it back together. But obviously there are certain parts that I'm gonna run into trouble. Reds are fine, that's good. The white detail parts, the lavender detail parts, good, no issues. However, it does open up a lot of possibilities for, detailing here and there. The blacks and the dark grays. So here is that the energy tank, which I spent a lot of time sanding down, get rid of that nub mark, and I am seeing something here that I'm going to double check. I made a big ass ball for this one. Give me this. At least all I need is one. Small one. So there's that detail part. I'm going to use the tack to see if there's any scarring or markings of any type. Oh no, that is nice and smooth. So even though you visually see it, it is smooth, and hopefully when we mask it off, paint it and prime it and paint it, that's okay. There's nothing here around it, that's fine. And I did glue the beam rifle because it didn't look right. There is a seam line there, and I don't know if I should leave the seam line there or sand it down. There's certain areas that I think I can get away with, but that's going to be a tough call. A very tough call. Especially that part I can do. This I can do. This I can do. It's just that this area here, I don't want to ruin the nice finish. But I will take my time on that. This is where I'm running into a problem. So the rail cannon itself, it's obviously two pieces. There's a seam line that goes right through it, and most likely I can probably glue it to seal it up, but obviously that requires me to put this gun in there to do what it has to do. The main barrel of the gun itself, the primary, has the red detail part. So, question would be, should I paint the red part first, then put it on this, glue it, and then carefully mask it off so I can paint this, or glue it as is, then paint it the primary color, then mask off the entire area just to expose the red parts and paint those red. I have a feeling I kind of like that format, because in that way, as I'm gluing, I can then begin to remove all the seam line that's there once I use glue on this. This part is kind of the same thing, but it has the black part here, which is part of the connection of the umbilical. So that's another one. Some areas I need to sand. I need to review this one more time because there are certain areas that I think I need to work with as well. As for the assembly of the actual backpack itself, it's not that very difficult. As a matter of fact, let me show you. This goes like there. This goes here, and then this one. There's some detail parts here that I'm going to have to. I'm actually thinking, especially in this area, these two little holes here. I believe I have photo etch parts that I can actually put in there. I believe I have the diameter for it, and I'm you know, clearly parts of these can be masked off and painted. There's a seam. There's a part of a seam line there, but I don't think that's a big deal. Oh my God, there's a lot of detail parts here, especially here and here. But moving on to this, this goes there. Then we have this part that is the connecting to here. Of course, the umbilical connects from there to that part that I just showed, and then you have this part that goes here. There's this part that goes here, which I'm now noticing I'm not seeing here. So hopefully it's in the pile of parts and stuff that I have to my right that you can't see. It better be here. I better not have lost that, because if I had, oh boy, I'm gonna have a hard time. But good enough. Backpack is nice. So good. All right. Let's now. Before I do that, let's do this. All right. Now we're going to begin putting on these add-on parts to this kit. We're going to do 2 or 3 here. I'm not going to do the whole thing because we're going to be here forever. But just enough so we figure the whole thing out. I'm going to begin with the shield. That's the one thing that I'm noticing here. Let me remove this one. Put that in a little cup here. Actually, no, it's this one. This one goes there. That's actually for the chest. Yes, maneuver around here a bit. This one I think is for the shoulder armor. I'm gonna go this way. The material feels a little brittle. I don't want to damage it, so I want to make sure I remove it properly. There we go. Now supposedly this goes here. Oh, the other way around. That goes like that. Here. Let's make sure we're looking at this right. You just can't willy-nilly put it anywhere. You gotta find the right location and spacing. Alright, so first thing is we gotta do is we gotta sand down these parts below. Now, sanding down a flat part like that is not gonna be easy. However, you put it on top of a tack, you have much more of a grip there. That's good. See that little weird thing there? You just continue sanding it down. That way it's nice and smooth. That way the glue will adhere to it. And speaking of glue, I'm going to be using Loctite super glue, but at very, very small amounts. Don't rush on this, of course. Make sure. Did I have my brush here? Oh, you know I do have one. I'll use this for now. Get rid of whatever particles are there. It looks like it's smooth. Let me just give it another pass. There we go. Then we'll use this to remove whatever's there, like that. There we go. Now, before I put this on, I gotta line this up a bit. I need that red part. Yep, this one. Because there's certain guides here. I'm actually looking at the image that you see here. So here's the image that's on my right. What the where it's supposed to be. Clearly, it's somewhere around there, but we're gonna try a trick here. Hopefully, this will work. Actually, I'm not going to put this on. I'm going to remove this. Come on, get out. Get out. As always, I'm going to eyeball it. Use this one for now. Let's see here if I use that. I can actually use that as a point of reference. Yeah, I can use that right there. Alright, here's where the fun begins. Put a little glue there. I'm probably going to end up using the tack as how to grasp it. And it's supposed to be in this position, so I'm going to do that there, like this. I'm going to pour just a dot there. I think that's all that's required. And now, with my incredibly stupid hands, put that there. Give it about a moment. Here we go. Let's try that again. Yep, this side. Here we go. I think that's fine. We'll just do a little pressure. Tap on pressure. There we go. Turn it a bit. Yeah. Okay. That's one part. All that for just one part.